Right, quite nostalgic. I remember these platforms being here when we were kids. We would come down, park up there. That used to be the Tabby Cat. I don't remember that opening. It's probably shut by the time I actually form memories. Or you know, yeah. Walked down there from the car park and gone up that way. Usually, though, all the stuff, like all the memorabilia, the carriage and whatever, wasn't there. Back in the 70s, it's quite a recent thing, I think, since post-millennium. But yeah, I definitely do remember these, and we would walk up from Partridge Green up to here. Actually, I think possibly I don't think who would park up here, because it was always going to be linear, wasn't it? Unless we walk back. But I can't remember walking from Partridge Green, coming through this tunnel, and it's like, oh, here at West Grinstead, because we found the platforms. So yeah, very nostalgic. But yeah, I've done it again. You know, a couple of years ago I did it, didn't I? I just got a really pretty flower. Right, slight change of scenery. I have just walked all the way around, pretty much both ways, this field. The reason being I couldn't find a path that cut through the crop. And I don't know, I could start one, I suppose. It's a legitimate one, but I was very polite about it and walked all around the edge. And then I walked that way, and I suddenly realised I can't, I was getting further and further away from the path. So I thought, I'll just start again, and I came around this side, and this isn't, I have trespassed, but if well, technically I haven't, because I couldn't access, I could have walked across the crops, ruined the crops in that bit, created a crop circle of sorts, crop path, but I chose not to. Right, St Michael's on that and those other signs. That's the name of the church in Partridge Green. It's the same parish, same vicar and all that. So I'm thinking there was probably some walk or something in April. It says these signs will start to come down in April or whatever, end of April. It's now June, so oh well, never mind. This is the River Adur, looking a lot thinner, or one of the many branches of the River Adur. The River Adur is actually like a tree when it gets to the top. So there are about 10 different sources. So the official one is actually kind of slim-fold, sorry. But yeah, so that eventually runs down like branches and whatever, down to Shoreham. And talking of, I started talking about the churches. There is actually a church, I'm guessing. Actually, is there one? I don't know if there is one in Dialpost, actually. Because it's always like 3 villages. West Grinstead, Partridge Green and Dialpost. Were always, it was that was the parish, the West Grinstead parish. So St George's obviously the main. I think Partridge Green, St Michael's, it's a bigger church. And it's a bigger community. So it's still called West. It's obviously historic. Dialpost, growing up, even though it's part of our parish, never really had a lot to do with it. It's kind of, you had to go slightly down the Worthing Road, the A24, cross over the A24 to get to Dialpost. So it's kind of the other side of the A24 from Partridge Green and West Grinstead.